Hi everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a really good Sunday. Here are my solitary bees. They are really busy right now. They're filling up their nests with pollen, and then the female lays an egg and then they seal it up, and then the larva for the bees develops, and then they eat all of the good stuff inside there, and then out they pop as a bee. It's been unseasonably warm here, like 30 something degrees Celsius. And honestly, I don't know what to call that. So like if you get a really hot autumn, they call it an Indian summer, don't they, I think. But then in the spring, if that was to happen, I think it's something completely different. Anyway, I've been able to get some gardening done. I don't know if you've been able to pick up, the last couple of weeks have been really crazy at Transport Evolved. It's been great to have new people working on the team. And in some ways, they've been helping to lower my workload. But in other ways, my workload has actually gone up because I've had to learn to be a boss, which is a completely new thing if you've never been a boss before. And as a consequence, there's loads of things that we haven't got done, like cutting the lawn. Hopefully that is going to get done later on today. It's on my list of things to do. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is what you consider the lifespan of your cars to be. So I was thinking about the number of electric vehicles I've owned. And I've got to admit, I've been driving electric vehicles since 2006, 2007. I think I got my first electric car in 2006. And since then, I've owned a huge number of vehicles. And that's not because it's not out of kind of any desire to continually switch. It's just, I think it's just really been circumstances at whatever point it happened to be. And I've got to a point where we are intending to keep our 2 Chevrolet Bolts for as long as it's practical, i.e. for as long as the cars are still giving us a decent range per charge, they're still meeting our needs, and we don't have a change that requires us to have something else. Now, assuming Aptera actually brings a car to market, I have put money down on an Aptera because I want to support the company, because I like the aerodynamic qualities of the car. It's very futuristic. And eventually I'll probably replace one of our cars with that vehicle. And eventually I think we probably will end up buying an electric pickup truck, because you can't really tow wood with that trailer using an Aptera. But I'm curious to know what you guys think is a reasonable amount of time to keep an electric vehicle. You know, one of Tesla's selling points has always been your car gets better with time because you get over-the-air updates that add in improved functionality, that give you access to more bells and whistles, and you can do more with a car than you were originally able to. But kind of the flip side of that is that most people I know with a Tesla keep them 3 or 4 years and then they upgrade them. And Tesla is pretty big on hard upselling people to move to the next car, to upgrade. And, you know, every other automaker does the same thing. You know, Chevrolet has been bugging us, sending us mail shots. Oh, would you like to try the new 2022 Chevrolet Bolt EV, or maybe the Bolt EUV? And the answer is no, we're happy with these. We have purchased both of our cars, although one of them did start out as a lease. And we intend to keep them until the value that we get out of those cars is done and dusted. But I know some people, especially in the electric car world, especially YouTubers and influencers, seem to be continually changing their car. A lot of Tesla YouTubers are now getting it on the ground floor with Rivian. And a lot of them are talking about selling the Teslas and buying the Rivian because it's the new shiny. And from a business point of view, I can understand that because they can make lots of money from doing videos about their Rivians. But at the same point, it strikes me as being a little, what's the word? A little wasteful. If your car still suits your needs, why would you change it? And of the cars that we've owned while we've been in the United States, we've swapped out cars when they no longer met our needs. So the RAV4 EV was swapped out when it was becoming unreliable. And when we had a family member who was down in Grants Pass at a hospital facility down there that we needed to visit every couple of weeks, and that's a long drive, and so we needed a car that was capable of longer distance trips. When we were in the UK, obviously we sold those cars when it came to moving to the US. And had we been able to, I would have actually brought those cars with me to the US, but that would have been impractical, so we didn't. But I want to know what your attitude is towards car ownership. Am I a traditional European? You know, is it a traditional European thing to just buy the car and drive it into the ground? And is it more American to kind of continually refresh it? Or is it a class thing, you know? I know people who have bought cars brand new and intend to replace it 2 years after the car rolled off the production line. I know other people who have every intention of keeping their car as long as they possibly can. Our dear friend here at Transport Evolved, Kate Wanton-Elliott, she purchased her Morris Minor when she was 13, before she could even drive. She purchased her Morris Minor, and she's still got that car. And she's had that car for many, many years now. I'm not going to let you know how old she is. She did just have a birthday though, so belated happy birthday, Kate. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I have some potatoes to put in. My garden's been really, really busy. I've been really busy even in my garden the last couple of days. My raspberries and my strawberries. I've just put 4 rows of potatoes in, and I nearly fell over a spade. Don't leave your tools lying in the ground. I put some onions in just here and some Brussels sprouts. These are my winter vegetables that have been in. My garlic. I've got some sprouting broccoli, some winter cabbage. They are doing fantastically well. And then over here, we have some parsnips down here. Parsnips and peas, broad beans or fava beans if you're in the United States. And we've got some more peas here, some of which have been eaten by birds. Maybe chickens, I'm not entirely sure. And then on the roof, I should probably tell you, if you look right up there, we do have Dishy installed now. I know a lot of you have been curious as to how Dishy's been doing. Dishy is the one right on top of the roof. We don't actually use that antenna. That was the previous owner who left that there. And the smaller dish next to Dishy is the Wi-Fi link down the valley, which we've still got. We still have to keep paying for. Dishy is much more reliable than it was, but we're still getting about an hour's worth of dropouts a day at the moment. Sorry, half an hour's dropouts. It was an hour and then they changed the firmware. So now it's about half an hour per day of dropouts. And we need a constant internet connection for various reasons. So we've got both of them. But the solar panels are now generating power. Today we've generated just about 40 kilowatt hours of power. Probably a little bit more than that actually. About 50 kilowatt hours by the time of day. And everything's really wonderful. It's great to see the meter going back. In fact, it's a little bit sad how excited I'm getting seeing the meter going backwards. And my chickens are taking all of their bedding out and putting it all over the garden, which just is the weirdest thing. All right, so here we go. The meter is currently going forwards because I've just turned on some servers in the server room. And we're doing laundry. But when the servers are not being used, i.e. I don't have a video to upload, and when everything else is going okay, then we're generating electricity and selling it back to the grid. So it's really fun. Thank you if you've been watching. Thank you for those of you who watched and interacted with the editorial we put up this morning. That was a tough one to make, but everybody on the team felt the same. Everybody on the team wanted to make that. So we made it. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but thank you for watching if you did. I'll be back tomorrow with more great content, as will some of the rest of the team. We're now getting other people on the team to film because I want to work less. I want to work a normal number of hours rather than an insane number of hours. Anyway, as always, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Keep evolving.